I only messed up that turn once and hit a hedge. And with 550,000 litres in the silage bunker, that means I've done it 11 times so far and only screwed up once. Come back down the field, collect the bits we missed. And we're off to see the wizard. No, something. These bits are really small, and frankly, yeah, when you think about the value of silage, 5 litres here or there is really negligible. We're probably wasting more money on vehicle maintenance fees than we are making anything from a sale. Oh, did I mess this up? No, I didn't. Wow. I do need to get the tractor straight. That's the problem with not preparing the vehicle when you're reversing, is makes this turn much harder. Okay. I'm gonna jump out here. We'll grab the Renault. I'm not going to try and jump over the hedge because I don't think I can. Just getting too old for that. And here we go. Clear. Course. Generate field work. Back. And tell me where my eyes are. Over there. Alrighty. And still good. Okay, and go, and go. Away. Somewhere, there it is. Okay, that's all of those fields lined. Which is a good thing. So go and top off the silage additive. We really probably don't need to top off the silage additive. I think I have more than enough. Okay, it's not going to pick that up. Just go around and sweep the yard with the forage wagon, why not? See how close I can get there. And it's not going to sweep that up either. Okay, no worries. There's my silage additive. Okay, pickup wagon is at 79%. I think we're probably going to make it round the last field. Doing. It is now 9 o'clock on Christmas morning. I'm practicing the theory of deck the halls and not the relatives. Ah, yes, that's always a good fun game to play on Christmas and Thanksgiving. I did see the meme this week. What was it? Die Hard is not a Christmas movie because it's based at Christmas time. It's a Christmas movie because you're obligated to go to a function with a relative that's full of people you don't know, don't like, and everything goes downhill from there. Sounds fair. At least with some people's relatives. My relatives, not too bad. My relatives generally raised by people who fought in the Second World War, or lived through the Second World War. And they were raised properly, and they raised their kids properly. And we didn't have communist school teachers who thought that massacres caused by communist leaders wasn't too big a deal. They just weren't doing it right. That's enough politics for Christmas. But anyway, so yeah, not a lot of family events for our family this Christmas. I believe my sister went to visit our parents. I can't do that. It's like 5,000 miles and a very long plane ride, or many plane rides, because our local airport, international airport, doesn't go to England. And then in fact, my parents, what they did when they came to visit was they flew into Chicago and rented a car from Chicago to come visit us. So they got a little road trip. I think every time they visited us, we've had a road trip of some sort or another. The first time they came out to California, and my employer was looking at moving me to Texas. So we road tripped to Texas to look at houses when they came. So we did Arizona, New Mexico, the big meteor crater, London Bridge, all the sites. And the Grand Canyon, of course. And then the following time they came out, I think they did visit us while we lived in Texas, so we didn't do the road trip for that one. But then the next time they came to visit us, or did they? The next time they came to visit us, we lived in Michigan, and we were going to be on the Dave Ramsey show, so road trip down to Tennessee, which was all good fun. But it means when they came over to visit us, they got to see a lot of America, which normally if you're visiting family, you'll do the Detroit Zoo, the Henry Ford Museum, stuff like that. You won't necessarily go see America. But that's what we did then when they came to visit, which was all good. How are we doing? We are doing fine. I don't know why it came out this way, because we actually want to go this way. So I'm guessing 2 rows on this field equals a full cart. And miss some bits. Northwest Ohio to Maine, 1,100 miles. Yes, indeed. It's unfortunate to say, but if you want a good villain, get an Englishman. They do seem to make the best villains. Hans Gruber being the archetypal villain, but I have seen Patrick Stewart play a villain in a movie where he took over a sort of posh school, and basically was holding all of the kids of foreign diplomats and government officials hostage for his nefarious goals. And again, he makes for a very good bad guy. And it may be stereotypical of Americans saying, oh, the British are the bad guys, but quite frankly, you can't beat a bad British guy. Yes, again. I do remember him playing the bad guy in Earth 2, a rather short-lived sci-fi TV show. But yes, he's played a few bad guys, but Alan Rickman is just next level. And I was aware of Harry Potter. A lot of people at the place I worked at the time in California were listening to the audiobooks for want of anything better to do on a 6-hour commute. And so, I'd heard, oh, there's going to be a Harry Potter movie. And it's sort of, you start thinking, well, who can play, the various part roles? And as soon as I heard Alan Rickman is playing Snape, it's like, absolutely, yes. Because although Snape isn't really a bad guy, he does, the whole character puts on the aura of a bad guy. And Alan Rickman can do that. What the good in is the good. Yes, and we've come a long way from good Hollywood writing. Don't really want to get too political on it, but these days, so long as it's a guy in white, they're good enough as a bad guy, with no reasons for being a bad guy. And the guy is usually neither of those things. But that's Hollywood's lazy writing at the moment. They don't go for story. And if you don't go for story, what's my reason for coming to see your movie? It's just not a thing. And Disney suffered from it in both Star Wars and Marvel. The DC universe has suffered from it. Doctor Who has suffered from it. The BBC's just eaten up the whole. We don't need to do a good story, we just need to preach our message to people. And frankly, that's not why people play farm sim, because they enjoy doing it, not because there's any underlying cause behind it. People go to the movie theatre to watch a movie because they want to escape from the crap in the world, not to get preached about how they're the evil that's causing it all. And yeah, I mean, the problem is the people they are pandering to are not your fans. You know, the people who are telling the writers on Doctor Who what they want in Doctor Who aren't the people who watch it. And the people that watch it don't want the crap that they're selling. So it all really boils down to you need to know who your fans are. You can't turn around and say, oh, the reason nobody watched our movie was because the fans abandoned us. It's all the fans' fault for not liking what we're now putting out. No, the fans are the fans because of what the literature or the story used to be, and what you're putting out now isn't why they were interested in the universe that you're portraying. I mean, I will suggest, yes, I loved Star Wars when it came out because I was a 13-year-old boy. Maybe 14, don't know, but somewhere around that age. Star Wars was absolutely awesome. It was a huge epic. It was just a story. Yes, it ripped off the Dam Busters, 633 Squadron, all of those. And George Lucas said he purely admits he ripped those movies off. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think J.R.R. Tolkien ripped off a lot of things when he wrote Lord of the Rings. But they did it to make a good story. And I go back and watch A New Hope. Oh, good grief. George Lucas can write a big story. What he can't do is write a script. And it's plainly obvious with the prequel movies, the Phantom Menace, the Attack of the Clones, whatever it was. The dialogue was dire. But the whole event was amazing. And the special effects were amazing. It was just... George Lucas needs to concentrate on the things he does well and probably employ some script writers to actually write the bits in between. But that doesn't take away from the fact they were just brilliant movies and very well, the whole concept was brilliant. And the execution wasn't bad. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad. Now, with Lord of the Rings, when they did that, obviously the story was J.R.R. Tolkien, and the whole idea to keep with his, keep true to what he was doing. Yes, fans appreciated that. They missed bits out. Yes. And understandable because the movies were 2 hours, 3 movies at 2 hours long. It's an epic story, but Percy Jackson put that on the screen and held true to everything, and as such, if you like Lord of the Rings the book, it definitely lived up to what it needed to. Amazon's Rings of Power, just shoot me in the head. It had none of the essence. I mean, the visuals were brilliant. Numenor and stuff like that. But frankly, the characters, the dialogue, just everything, the story, no, sorry. And people are going to leave because of that. And the people who demand that you make it that way aren't going to be watching it either, because it's not something that interests them. Yeah, I'm pretty much... most of the entertainment I get from... oh, we're done. TV shows, movies, whatever, are from the 90s and 80s. I have... the only modern show I watch is NCIS. And nothing else. I just can't be bothered. I've seen things come up and it's sort of, oh, that looks interesting, maybe I'll watch that. You watch the first couple of episodes and it's like, no, I'm done with this. It's not a story, it's not anything decent. You've thrown all of the political talking points in the first 3 episodes, and frankly, I don't like the characters, I don't like the story, and I'm done. I'm not entertained, and the reason I'm watching it is to be entertained and not preached to. Says the man who's currently preaching. Okay, now it's getting interesting. Because we're nearly at the front of this silo. How far are we down on this now? Are we at 600? I'm at 6. Oh, we're at 680. So this will take us to 743. Because I don't know where the 43 came from. Yeah. I am wondering, for the future of this farm, whether I should get a big wheel loader. Because a big wheel loader can fill up our cart in 5 scoops. Admittedly, I have to take care of it on that. Oh dear. I got that stuck. I have got that wedged on that hedge. There. Nobody saw that. But that's the thing. I'm not political. When work becomes political, I'm looking for a new job. If I wanted to be political, I'd have been a politician. It's not something that interests me. I keep tabs on what's happening because it pays to be at least politically educated, but I don't watch things because they're political. I watch them because of stories or whatever. And when anything starts to become political, I'm done with you. I don't need to be preached to by politically minded people. And that's the issue I have. Entertainment should be entertainment. Propaganda is propaganda. I'm not going to watch propaganda. And so I get very fired up, yes, when people start getting political in their stories, in their entertainment, because that's not why I do entertainment. And it just breaks things. So if you take established backstories, shall we say, or established literature, established movies, and start inserting political, start inserting a political undercurrent. Can't think of the word I wanted to use there. Talk yourself into a corner and then, I don't know the word. But yeah, if you start inserting political undercurrents in your stories, then it's not entertainment anymore. House of Cards. Originally a British TV show, which was absolutely awesome. followed up by the American version with the child molester. I can't remember his name. Started off okay, the American one, but the British one was just next level. It wasn't really political. It was a political based story, but it was all about the backstabbing and intrigue, not the political parties. There used to be a comedy on British TV called Yes Minister, which was Yes Minister for the first few seasons, and then the politician got elected as the party leader, and so he became Prime Minister, and then the show renamed Yes Prime Minister for the last season or two. It didn't matter about the politics. What it was it was a British comedy, BBC comedy. So if you've seen Are You Being Served, Hello Hello, things like that, it was funny on those lines. But it was also educational in this is why politicians don't get anything done, because it's actually the bureaucracy that is running the show. And the bureaucrats are telling the politician, basically, you'll never get away with that, because kind of we won't let you, almost. And the guy playing the politician was always getting frustrated of, yes, I made this promise to the people and I want this to happen. It's like, yeah, you're not going to be able to live that promise up. So kind of shelve it and do something else instead. But it was also kind of an education on how dangerous our politics is, because politicians run promising whatever they're promising, and in all likelihood they're not going to succeed, because the people who actually try and implement their promises have no interest in them at all. And if the people who are working for you don't support what you're trying to do, they are not going to put their backs into making it happen. And going back to Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey says it doesn't matter what you do so long as you enjoy doing it. Because you will do a far better job of a thing you enjoy doing than you will doing a job that just you're doing it because it pays well. So you might look at it, I'm a good computer programmer. I don't like people. Well, not really true, but it's sort of, I'm not a people manager. I'm not a people person. So being a manager, being a team leader, you really don't want me doing that. I worked for one company where they took me on as a programmer and then decided that the location I worked at wasn't going to be doing any programming and we were just going to be help desk. You do not want me as a help desk person. Because when the same person calls me for the third time in a week to tell me they're having the same problem they had for the last 3 weeks, I'm going to get supremely sarcastic with them. And that's going to